Welcome back to American Decades as we rewind. To sun-soaked days, salty hair, and the sound of surf rock. Beach life for teens in the 70s and 80s was all about freedom, friendship, and fun. From roller skating on the boardwalk to catching that perfect wave, it was a golden age of laid-back vibes and endless summer memories. If you're a beach lover, you're in for a real treat. Let's take a sun-drenched stroll back to the 1970s and 80s. A golden era when teens ruled the shoreline and every summer felt like it might never end. Back then, beach life wasn't just about sand and surf. It was a lifestyle. Mornings started with a waxed-up board and the first waves of the day. Afternoons meant blanket meetups with your crew, boomboxes pumping Fleetwood Mac, the Eagles, or a little disco, depending on your vibe. Sunblock? Maybe. Tanning oil? Absolutely. And evenings brought beach bonfires, laughter, first kisses, and starry skies you swore you'd remember forever. We're taking you on a nostalgic ride to some of the most iconic beaches of the time. From the laid-back cool of Venice and Huntington Beach in California, to the sun-kissed shores of Daytona and Cocoa Beach in Florida. Up north, teens packed the boardwalk at Revere Beach in Massachusetts, grabbing fries and watching the waves roll in. Each coast had its own flavor, but the feeling was always the same: freedom, friendship, and fun. And just to shake things up, we've included a few legendary beaches from Brazil, where the sun was hot, the music was louder, and the vibe was electric. So kick off your sandals, lean back, and see how many of these classic beaches you remember. Who knows? One of them might just take you back to the best summer of your life. Surfing in the 70s and 80s was more than a sport. It was a full-blown counterculture. Boards got shorter, styles got looser, and surfers became icons of rebellion and freedom. From California's Sunset Beach teens chased waves with sun-bleached hair, zinc-covered noses, and a no-rules attitude. The soundtrack? Everything from classic rock to early punk. It wasn't just about riding the wave, it was about living the lifestyle. Beach volleyball in the 70s and 80s was all about competition, tan lines, and good vibes. Spiking under the sun with friends, music blasting, and crowds cheering from the sand. Roller skating was pure freedom. Disco beats pumping from boomboxes, short shorts and tube socks, and smooth moves gliding down the boardwalk. It was part dance, part rebellion, and all about the vibe. Sun on your face, ocean breeze in your hair, and nothing but good times rolling by. Water skiing in the ocean was the ultimate thrill. Fast, flashy, and full of freedom. It was a time when everything was louder, brighter, and just a little more daring. You weren't just holding onto a rope. You were holding onto the ride of your life. Bikini beach contests in the 70s and 80s were part fun, part spectacle, and all about the summer vibe. With the sun blazing, music thumping, and crowds packed along the sand, these contests drew big cheers and bigger personalities. From California's Venice Beach to Daytona and South Beach in Florida, it was tan lines, teased hair, and bold, bright bikinis. Contestants strutted with confidence, whether they were locals or just chasing the spotlight for the day. The fashion was wild. Neon colors, high-cut hips, and plenty of sequins. MCs kept the crowd pumped. Judges sipped sodas in the heat, and everyone was there for the party. It was playful, carefree, and soaked in that over-the-top 80s energy. A sun-drenched snapshot of beach culture at its flashiest. There's something timeless about the beach. A place where the noise of the world fades and real connection begins. Whether it's the sound of waves rolling in or the feel of warm sand between your toes, the beach has a way of slowing us down and pulling us closer to the people who matter most. Families gather for picnics, building sandcastles with kids, sharing stories under umbrellas, or walking the shoreline hand in hand. Friends reconnect over beach volleyball, surf sessions, or simply lying back and laughing under the sun. Schedules don't matter, and the only plan is to be present. It's where memories are made. Chasing frisbees, watching sunsets, or staying late to roast marshmallows by a bonfire. The beach strips life down to the basics: fresh air, open space, shared smiles. It doesn't matter if you're 8 or 80, but the beach welcomes everyone every time. Spring break. In the 70s and 80s was the ultimate beach blowout. Loud, wild, and totally unforgettable. College students piled into vans and station wagons, heading straight for the sun-soaked coasts of Daytona, Fort Lauderdale, South Padre, and California's Venice and Huntington Beach. Radios blasted rock and disco. Luggage was optional, and adventure was guaranteed. Beaches were packed with towel-to-towel crowds, bikinis, cutoffs, and wayfarers everywhere you looked. Daytime meant beach games, water sports, and non-stop dancing. At night, the parties cranked up with bonfires, beachfront bars, and boomboxes echoing into the early morning hours. It wasn't just a vacation, it was a rite of passage. Friendships were made, romances sparked, and legends were born. No social media, no filters, like just real life, sunburned, sand-filled memories. Spring break in the 70s and 80s wasn't polished, but it was pure freedom. The kind you still smile about decades later. Sometimes the best moments at the beach were the quiet ones. Just you, the waves, and time to breathe. Whether stretched out under the sun with a book, or sitting alone, toes in the sand, watching the tide roll in as you thought about life, memories, and what comes next. The beach had a way of softening everything. Stress faded and the rhythm of the ocean felt like therapy. Whether you were daydreaming, journaling, or just watching clouds float by, it was a space to decompress, to reset, and feel grounded again. And when you were ready, friends and laughter were never far away. We hope you have enjoyed rewinding back to the 70s and 80s, where beach life as a teen was free and filled with sunshine and laughter. Let us know what other decades you'd like to see, and don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps our channel. Thanks for watching.